Hello students, welcome to the class of teacher Meenal Pereira. In this video, we are going to study about digestive system. So let's begin. Let's first understand what happens to the food that we are taking inside the body. Okay, and then we will be studying about the different organ of the digestive system. So the food that we eat gets digested in our body. This we all know. Does this food mix as it is with the blood? No, the food does not mix as it is with the blood, but it is digested, it is converted into simple form and then it gets mixed with the blood. Okay, so digestive system plays a very important role in our body. Let's study which are the various organs of the digestive system. Before that, what is the definition of the digestive system? The conversion of food into a soluble form and its absorption into the body is called digestion. Okay, so the food that we eat is converted into soluble form. Why soluble form? So that it should dissolve in the blood. And then after it is converted into soluble form, it is absorbed into the blood and this process is called as digestion. Let's see what are the various parts of the digestive system. It consists of a alimentary canal and digestive glands. The total length of alimentary canal is about 9 meters. So this entire is our alimentary canal from this point to this point and the total length is 9 meters. What are the main parts of it? It has a mouth, the pharynx, the esophagus, the stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. So these are the various or these are the main parts of it. Okay, other than that, we have the different salivary glands which are in the mouth. Then we have liver and the pancreas. These are the digestive glands which are connected to alimentary canal. And each of this organ or each of this digestive gland has its own function. What is the function of each gland? We will be studying soon. There are different stages in the process of digestion of food at each stage and a different organ of the digestive system performs a specific function. So let's first start the process of digestion. So the first important part is teeth. The process of digestion begins with the function of teeth in the mouth because we take the food inside the mouth. There are 4 types of teeth, namely incisors, canine, premolars and molars. Okay, so the front one are incisors which help us to bite the food. Then we have the canine and premolar and molar with the help of which we chew the food and convert it into a soft substance that we can take inside. Each type of tooth has a specific function. Then each tooth is covered by a hard substance called as enamel. Okay, so in the diagram you can see the hard substance here. This is the enamel. Okay, then this is our gum. Gum is the part of the mouth or the jaw where the tooth is attached with the help of a root. And this is the dentine, which is a small part or which is the part of the tooth, okay, that gives support or like you can say the enamel which is made up of calcium. Okay, so this too helps the food to chew properly. Okay, so as I said that the enamel is made up of calcium salt. The saliva contains an enzyme called ptyalin or salivary amylase. Okay, so the saliva that we have inside our mouth, it has an enzyme. Enzyme is a chemical substance that will bring about the process of digestion very fast. Okay, so the function of the digestion begins in the mouth itself. And what is the function of ptyalin? It converts starch into sugar called maltose. Okay, so sometimes see when we chew the food, we find the sweetest taste of the food. And that is because the ptyalin converts starch into a sugar within the mouth and that is called as maltose. Okay, now how the process of digestion takes place? Okay, what do we do is with the help of the mouth here, we take the food inside, it is chewed. Then from here to here it comes to the stomach, then from there through esophagus it comes to stomach, then from here it goes in small intestine, then it goes in large intestine, and finally the undigested food is removed out of the body. Okay, so this is the normal process of digestion. Now let's see the function of each part. So coming to the mouth, as we already studied, the digestion of the food begins in the mouth. We are chewing the food with the help of teeth into very small pieces because it is not possible for us to put the big piece of food inside. So with the help of the teeth, we chew the food. Then we have the salivary glands, which are associated or which are basically located within our mouth. They produce the saliva in the mouth cavity. Salivary glands are present in the front of the ear, as you can see here, near the pharynx and below the tongue. Okay, so everywhere the salivary glands are present, and it is carried to the mouth via duct. Duct means a gland. You can see a gland here. Okay, so I am making or saliva is made here, and with the help of these glands it is being taken to the mouth, and then it is mixed with the food during the process of chewing. Then we have the pharynx, the esophagus and the trachea open into pharynx. Now pharynx we have already studied in respiratory system. Okay, then coming to esophagus, it is a tube leading from the pharynx to the stomach. Okay, so from the pharynx the tube comes to the stomach, because from here we have seen that from the mouth through esophagus the food is pushed towards the stomach. Okay, so this pharynx and esophagus, these are the tube which helps the food to go inside the stomach. Okay, so like a pathway. Then comes the function of liver. So liver, as you all know, this is the largest gland in our body. It has a rich supply of blood. The main function is storage of glucose. The gallbladder is situated below the liver. Okay, so you can see this part, this is the liver, and this is the part that is gallbladder. It stores a bile. Bile is the name of the digestive juice, and the bile is secreted by liver. When bile is carried into small intestine, it is mixed with the food there and helps in the digestion of fats. So the fat type of food that we eat is get converted with the help of bile. Okay, so liver and gallbladder takes a very important part in the functioning or of digestive system by producing the juice bile. Then after that, or the bile contains bile salts. The pancreas secrete the pancreatic juice that contains various enzymes. Okay, so this is the pancreas, just below the stomach it is situated. This also secretes a juice and that contains enzyme. Okay, so we have this liver, then we have this gallbladder, and we have pancreas. All are taking part into digestion by releasing various kind of digestive juices that contains enzyme that brings the process of digestion fast. Then we have the stomach, which is a large sac-like part of the body. The gastric glands of the stomach secretes gastric juice. Okay, now how the stomach works is, you can see that the food is entering into the stomach. Now it's a liquid substance, or this gastric juice are present. Which are the gastric juice? There are three types of gastric juice: the hydrochloric acid, the pepsin, and the mucus. Okay, and this all get mixed with the blood here, and the it gets mixed with the food, and the food is converted into smaller substance, or what we can say that it is digested. When the food enters into the stomach, it becomes acidic. Okay, so hydrochloric acid is there that makes the food acidic. Mainly proteins are digested in the stomach. Due to the churning and the action of gastric juice, the food becomes semi-solid slurry, which is slowly pushed into the small intestine. Okay, so you can see that the food is converted here into a semi-solid substance, and that is pushed into the small intestine. Now small intestine, you have studied about small intestine in 5th standard also, children. Okay, it is about 6 meters long, and most of the digestion and absorption takes place in the small intestine. There are different digestive juices which are mixed with the food in the small intestine. Okay, so basically the digestion starts from the mouth where saliva is there. Okay, saliva gets mixed with the food. Then after that it comes into the stomach. Okay, in stomach also there are some enzymes. Then liver is also secreting bile. Then it is coming to small intestine. There also some juices are there. So ultimately each of these organ is bringing about digestion of the food. That is, it is converting the food into a soluble substance that can be absorbed by the blood. Okay, or the nutrients obtained by digestion should be absorbed by the blood so that it is passed to various parts of the body. Okay, so that all absorption into the blood or absorption of the nutrient takes place into small intestine. Then we have the large intestine, which is about 1.5 meter long, and here only water is absorbed because most of the process of digestion has already taken place, okay, in the small intestine. So now what is left over or not digested is passed to the large intestine. So only water is absorbed here. Then it has a small part called appendix which is attached to the first part of the large intestine. Okay, so this is the starting of the large intestine. It has appendix and there is no use as such of appendix to our body. Then the undigested food remains into the large intestine. Okay, and then it is thrown out of the body with the help of anus. Okay, so this is our entire digestive system. Okay, very important. The digestive system, it helps in the digestion of the food. Okay, it starts with mouth, esophagus, liver, stomach, pancreas, large intestine, small intestine, and anus. Okay, so as you have seen, children, each part has its own role in the digestive system. Okay, now there are some important glands of the digestive system, their secretion and their function. So we have already discussed this. Okay, so one more, we'll go through it. This is a very important table. Okay, so in the mouth we have salivary glands. It secretes saliva, ptyalin, and it converts starch into maltose. Okay, sweet taste. Then we have stomach, which has gastric walls, which secretes gastric juice like hydrochloric acid, which makes the food acidic. It has pepsin, which breaks down the protein, and it has mucus. Okay, now children, here acid is there. So acid may spoil, or you know that acid is very strong. So it can spoil the walls of the stomach. Okay, so to protect the stomach, okay, it has a mucus, and mucus is present on the inner lining of the stomach. Then we have liver, which is the largest gland of the body. It secretes the juice bile. This makes the food alkaline, and it also converts large fat particles into small ones. That is also called as emulsification of fat. Okay, so fat particles which are big in size are converted into small ones. Okay, so later in small intestine the digestion should become simple. Then we have pancreas, which secretes three types of pancreatic juices, that is trypsin or trypsin, which converts protein into amino acids. It has lipase, which converts fat into fatty acids, and glycerol, and it also has amylase, which converts carbohydrate into sugar. Okay, so see children, this the main constituent of the food like carbohydrate, proteins and fats are converted into simple substances. So carbohydrate is converted into starch, protein is converted into amino acid, and fat is converted into fatty acid or glycerol. Okay, then we have the small intestine, which secretes the intestinal juice, which converts protein into amino acids. It also converts carbohydrates into glucose, and to convert fat into fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, so ultimately all these organs are working together along with the glands that secretes the digestive juices, so that the process of digestion takes place fast in human body. Okay, because what is the main purpose of digestion? To give us energy, and this energy we use to do various kinds of work. Okay, so the digestion is fast, more amount of energy is released, and thus we get lot of energy to do our work. Okay, so I hope the process of digestion is clear to everyone. Okay, so this is an important process.